thinking, making decisions. We make them every day, although to some this may be frightening. But now you don't need to worry because this video is for you. These mental models will help you improve the way you view life. So, what are mental models? Mental models are like the lenses through which we view the world. They shape how we interpret our experiences and react to events. They are the frameworks that help us simplify the complexity of reality, allowing us to understand and navigate different aspects of life, from everyday decisions to complex problems. By expanding our set of mental models, we can improve our ability to think critically and make better choices. Just as Richard Feynman's unique approach to problem-solving distinguished him from his peers, a diverse toolkit of mental models can empower us to tackle challenges in innovative ways. First principles thinking is a method of problem-solving that involves breaking down complex problems into their most basic, fundamental elements. This approach allows you to discard existing assumptions and reconstruct the problem from the ground up. The concept, which has roots in Aristotelian philosophy, has been applied by many successful thinkers and entrepreneurs, such as Elon Musk, to innovate and solve problems more effectively. When Elon Musk decided to start SpaceX, he applied first principles thinking by questioning the high cost of rockets. He broke down a rocket into its fundamental materials and realized that the cost of materials was a fraction of the market price for a rocket. This insight led him to the idea of building his rockets, significantly reducing the cost of space travel. First principles thinking can be particularly beneficial for students who are often faced with complex subjects and problems. Let's take the example of a student writing an essay. Instead of relying on a standard essay structure, a student can dissect what makes a compelling essay by identifying its core components: a clear thesis, strong evidence, logical arguments, and a cohesive narrative. Second-order thinking is a cognitive strategy that involves looking beyond the immediate effects of decisions to consider the longer-term and indirect consequences. This type of thinking is crucial for effective decision-making, especially in complex situations where the ramifications of actions can ripple out and affect various aspects of a system or organization. It requires a deeper analysis and understanding of cause and effect relationships, as well as the ability to anticipate potential feedback loops that might occur as a result of a particular decision. For example, when a company considers introducing a new product, first-order thinking would focus on the expected immediate increase in sales and profits. However, second-order thinking would take into account how this new product might impact the company's existing product lines, customer relationships, and even competitor actions. It would also consider the potential environmental and social impacts that could arise, which might affect the company's reputation and long-term sustainability. In personal development, second-order thinking enhances emotional intelligence and empathy by considering how one's actions affect others. It also helps in recognizing and overcoming cognitive biases that can cloud judgment, such as the optimistic bias, anchoring effect, and endowment effect. By thinking in second-order terms, individuals can make more informed and thoughtful decisions that align with their long-term goals and values. To cultivate second-order thinking, one can practice by regularly questioning the potential long-term impacts of their actions and decisions. It's about training the mind to look beyond the obvious and asking, what might happen next, after the initial outcome. This way of thinking can be applied to various aspects of life, from personal choices to professional strategies, making it a valuable skill for anyone looking to make better, more informed decisions. Backward chaining is a methodical approach to problem-solving and teaching, where one begins with the end goal and works in reverse to identify the steps required to reach that goal. This technique is particularly useful in situations where the desired outcome is clear, but the path to achieve it is not. By starting at the end, one can ensure that each step is directly aligned with achieving the final objective. Consider finding out more about the book entitled The 12-Week Year, by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. It is a guide to improving productivity by redefining the concept of a year to a 12-week time span. This approach encourages a sharp focus on goals and execution, promoting the idea that more can be achieved in 12 weeks than most people do in an entire year. The book provides a step-by-step system for individuals and organizations to follow, aiming to close the gap between knowledge and action, thereby increasing efficiency and success in achieving objectives. Imagine you're navigating a dense forest, where the path to success is not a straight line but a complex maze of choices. The inversion principle is like having a compass that guides you not by pointing towards your destination, but by steering you away from the wrong turns. It's a strategy that emphasizes the avoidance of missteps as a way to ensure a smoother journey towards your goal. By focusing on what could go wrong, you're able to identify potential pitfalls and plan around them. This method of negative visualization encourages a proactive approach to problem solving, where you're not just reacting to obstacles as they appear, but actively working to prevent them. It's akin to a chess player thinking several moves ahead, not just to win but to avoid losing. In a world that often celebrates only victories, the inversion principle reminds us that understanding the anatomy of failure is just as important. It's about building a safety net of foresight that catches errors before they manifest into setbacks. This principle doesn't just apply to personal goals but can be a powerful tool in business, innovation, and even interpersonal relationships. So, the next time you set out to achieve something, try inverting your approach. Look for what could go wrong and how to avoid it. You might find that this not only clears the path to success but also enriches the journey with lessons and insights that only a mindful avoidance of failure can teach. Following the last analogy, this time imagine standing at the crossroads of a dense forest, but each path is shrouded in mist and mystery. This is the essence of the hard choice model, a concept that encourages us to view the complexity of decision-making not as a daunting obstacle, but as an opportunity for growth. It suggests that the very act of grappling with difficult choices strengthens our decision-making muscles, much like a strenuous workout fortifies the body. As we confront each challenging decision, we are compelled to delve deeper into our values, priorities, and long-term objectives. This introspective journey fosters a greater understanding of what truly matters to us, sharpening our ability to discern the most meaningful path forward. By embracing the difficulty inherent in these choices, we are forced to weigh the pros and cons with greater care, consider the implications of our actions more fully, and anticipate the potential ripple effects that may emanate from our decisions. So, the next time you face a decision that seems insurmountable, remember the hard choice model. Take a deep breath and step into the complexity with the understanding that it is not just a hurdle to overcome, but a path to a more deliberate future. The scientific method is a systematic approach used to investigate phenomena, acquire new knowledge, or correct and integrate previous knowledge. It is based on gathering observable, empirical evidence subject to specific principles of reasoning. The process involves making conjectures, hypotheses, conducting experiments to test these hypotheses, and then drawing conclusions based on the results. This method is fundamental in the development of scientific theories, which illuminate the laws of nature and enable advancements in technology and understanding. An example of the scientific method in action could be a study on plant growth. A scientist might start with the hypothesis that sunlight accelerates plant growth. To test this, they could set up an experiment with two groups of plants. One group exposed to sunlight and the other kept in the dark. By measuring the growth rates over time, the scientist can analyze the data to see if there is a significant difference. If the results show that plants in sunlight grow faster, the hypothesis is supported, leading to the conclusion that sunlight positively affects plant growth. Imagine you're a chef in a bustling kitchen, faced with the challenge of creating a weekly menu. You have a pantry full of ingredients, each with its potential to create a delicious dish. This is where a decision matrix comes into play, much like a culinary blueprint. It's a tool that helps you evaluate and prioritize your options, whether they're ingredients, recipes, or cooking techniques based on a set of predetermined criteria. These criteria could be anything from cost and preparation time to nutritional value and customer preference. By scoring each option against these criteria, you can make informed decisions that balance creativity with practicality, ensuring that your menu is not only imaginative but also feasible and appealing to your diners. The decision matrix is your secret recipe for success, helping you to sift through the countless of possibilities and focus on the choices that will best satisfy the appetites of your eager customers. Here's what you've learned in this video. First principles thinking, second order thinking, backward chaining, inversion principle, the hard choice model, scientific method, decision matrix,